Basmati rice is just a long grain rice coming from Pakistan and India that has a beautiful aroma. In fact, the word basmati is derived from another word that means fragrance, and that's what you will have in your house when you make this basmati rice. Finished rice should be fluffy and the grains separated. It shouldn't be soggy or sticky, and you can use this technique for any long grain rice. The first thing I'm going to do is rinse this rice several times until the water runs clear to wash off some of the starch off these grains. That's going to help it not be sticky later on. Now we're going to soak the rice. We're going to soak the rice in a lot of water, so just make sure it's covered by at least an inch, and we're going to let that sit for about 20 minutes. And if you have more time than that and it soaks for longer, that's completely fine. Drain off all the water, and now we're going to cook the rice. So into a saucepan. Now, because I soaked 2 cups of rice, I'm going to put the equivalent volume of water in the pan. So 2 cups of water for 2 cups of rice. Just swirl it around so the rice is evenly distributed. I'm going to add a little bit of butter, and I'm going to season it with some salt. I would say about half a teaspoon in 2 cups of rice. Now I'm going to turn it on to a high heat and bring this to a boil. And I'm going to stick around until that comes to a full boil because I don't want it to have boiled without me knowing. Now you've got that rolling boil. You're going to pop that lid on and turn that right down to simmer. Let it sit there for 10 minutes. It's going to cook. Do not lift the lid. That's the golden rule. 10 minutes later, looking through the lid, you'll see there's no more liquid left visible, and the rice looks kind of done. Let's give it a check. This is the first time you've been allowed to lift the lid. And then go in with a nice wooden spoon and fluff the rice up. It should look like this. It should have long grains of rice that are separate, not sticky, not soggy. It looks fantastic. But now we just need to let that rest. Letting it rest for just 5 minutes will help redistribute the moisture in there so we have evenly cooked rice. After it's rested, now it's time to make sure you taste it. Always taste your food before you give it to any guest. Beautifully fluffy, nicely separated grains, maybe a pinch more salt. And then it is nice, if you're feeling luxurious, to add a little more butter and toss the rice with that butter. This helps to separate the grains, and it just gives it such a beautiful flavor. This is the rice you're going to put under stir fries. You're going to serve it with your chicken and rice dishes. This is going to be beautiful, and you've made it perfectly. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more of the basics, click over here. If you'd like to learn about the 3-quart saucepan we use to make the rice, click over here. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for more basics, put them in the comments below.